How do you overcome motion sickness when you are a student pilot? In case you haven't seen the last video, that one didn't end quite as I had hoped. And some of you have commented under the video that they also felt sick during their flight training. So I thought this could serve as a bit of an inspiration for you of how I'm dealing with it. Because you don't have to deal with this type of sickness on every single flight. Even if you're worried that your belly might become an issue, rest assured it won't. And there's a good trick of how to get rid of it. And I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing it in this video. And to take the answer up front, it's a little bit of magic involved as well. So flights 2 and 3 started with a lot of excitement again. My third flight actually took place in snow, where we had then funny effects such as the plane started sliding over the snow even though I was pushing the brakes.
Over sliding.
And here's the first thing when you have motion sickness. Excitement isn't the best ingredient to keep your belly calm, as you can probably imagine, but that's the nature of things. If you feel excited, you feel excited, and you have to accept that state of being. That's part of human performance limitations. Plus, in my second flight, we had quite a bit of turbulences, and I was bitching about it quite a lot.
Well, being pushed around here.
Caution, obstacle ahead.
What? Bumpy! Man, this is bumpy. Is it always this bumpy?
Maybe above the forest, no? Everything okay?
Yeah, just getting a bit more, Oh, I think I have to throw up.
Yeah.
Your controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, good flight.
Pro tip. If you're planning to go on a flight and you expect that you're gonna be sick, of course take sick bags with you, but maybe even more importantly, take something with you where you can store the sick bag afterwards. Because I really wanted to continue flying after I was so horribly sick, but I couldn't because my hand was occupied and there was no place in the plane where to put that bag. So I had to give up flying and the instructor had to do all the flying. So here's what worked for me, what massively improved my motion sickness. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Mark, and I was explaining him the situation of feeling, the feeling of falling and how that's unusual for me. And he said, man, this sounds like so much fun. I would have so much fun doing this. And he asked me one question, which was, do you have fun doing that? Do you enjoy it? And that question struck me because I thought, wow, I haven't even thought about it from that angle. And the honest reply at the time would have been, no, I'm freak out every time I feel it. So that question did a bit of a mindset shift in me, because then I started thinking, why am I not enjoying this? I realized there are people who would probably pay money on roller coasters just to have that same kind of experience, right? And if you've driven roller coaster, that moment where it goes over the hill and starts going down, that 0G feeling that you get, it's part of the package. And I might as well just enjoy it. And that mindset shift of let's go out and just have fun, that really helps, at least me. So let's look at all the things that are great about flight training, because there's so many things to enjoy while you're in the plane that don't need to freak you out. So first of all, I'm flying in an aero club. That means we have to do a few things with the plane ourselves. We have to push it around ourselves and we have to refuel it ourselves.
Should we refuel a little bit? Maybe 20 liters.
And I don't know about you, but I love machines, and you gotta love the machine if you want to be a pilot anyway. So point number one, that's something to love. Also in my second and third flight, I was finally trying to talk to ATC for the first time.
Somebody was asking something. I'm trying to understand what they're talking about.
8 knots wind and runway 23 is free.
Okay. I didn't hear the rig back. Letting your radio, Oscar Kilo Echo Mike Delta. Bristell B23 after startup in front of the Aero Club hangar to POB Commander Riska. Request departure information via Romeo.
Oscar Mike Delta, runway news 23 left and center only, right hand circuit, maximum altitude 2000 feet and QNH 1018.
Runway news 23 left and center right hand circuit, not above 2000 and QNH 1018. Oscar Kilo Echo Mike Delta.
So my teacher was only jumping in case I talk nonsense, which I did a few times.
Wind 210 degrees, 10 knots, runway 23 left is clear.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23 left, contact Cabelli Tower on 120.880 after takeoff, left turn approved, Oscar Kilo Echo Mike Delta.
I have controls, yeah.
And the other thing is the views were breathtaking on both flights. So if you just go there for the views, you're gonna get the views.
Here you go, that's beautiful. So when you ask me to fly in orbit, is it so that I train or so that you can shoot pictures? Wow. How do you do this without glasses? Brian.
I don't know.
Plus the maneuvers that they teach you in flight schools are really cool as well. They are not the kind of maneuvers that you do when you go on vacation in your big airliner, because they teach you the advanced stuff that you never get to experience in these planes. We did one maneuver which for sure would have made me throw up previously, but I was able to keep my stomach down. And this maneuver is called side slips.
Side slips. What's that?
Left rudder and stick to the right.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. How much rudder are you giving?
You can try for the feeling. You can set idle, nose down.
Nose down. Boom.
Right rudder full.
Right rudder full.
And then stick to the left. More rudder, more.
Wow.
More rudder, more to the left. Stick to the left. And we are descending something
1,300.
Yeah. You can try another.
The other side?
Yeah. Left rudder, right stick to the right, and nose down.
Holy shit. 2,000. Okay, are we still okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really fascinating. Your belly gets used to it, whether you want to or not. It really is magic. If you let it, your brain will get used to it.
Legendary radio, Oscar Kilo Bravo India Whiskey, joining right hand base turn.
Finally, we come to my favorite part, because something magic happened on the third flight. When you are a new student in the Aero Club, the instructors kinda keep you on a leash, meaning they are ready to jump in any time that you mess up. However, that also means if you fly well and within the parameters of what they would be expecting how a normal pilot would fly, they just let you fly. Which also means as you approach for the landing, if your approach looks good, they let it go as long as possible before they have to step in. So I was flying the approach, and then he said,
I will perform one touch and go, and then you will keep the stick and you can try the climb. Yeah?
Okay, at what altitude roughly?
Maybe 10 meters above the ground when we reach the speed 74 for the climb.
Okay.
And that one was new for me. So taking control of the plane while it is under full power is very different from the climb power that you usually have. The plane reacts much more aggressively to all your control inputs.
74, your controls.
My controls. Have a go up. Whoa. We really go up, man. A little bit less power?
No, full power.
And I was really having trouble flying that pattern around Letňany correctly. I was constantly too high.
Altitude, descent to 1,900, descent, go down.
Legendary radio, Oscar Kilo Bravo India Whiskey, right hand downturn, runway 23 left.
Yeah.
But then on that second approach, I almost landed by myself.
You can see flaps 2.
Flaps 2.
And keep the speed 65. Keep the speed 65. Nose down. And reduce the power. I will help you and wait. Reduce speed, idle, right rudder, and little bit stick. Yeah.
Okay, your controls?
Yeah, my control.
Okay, I'll let go. Whoa, that was fun.
Yeah, nice landing. And nice approach.
And no vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. That was fun.
Did you take some pills? Or?
No, nothing.
No?
No. Just mindset. I told myself, it's fun. That's it.
So what you just saw, that was still an assisted landing. That means you didn't see the hand of my teacher, but he helped to pull in the last moment of the landing to flare the plane. So you hover it very closely above the ground until you get slow enough to touch down with the wheels. And that's it for today. So in the next video, you're gonna see how I did my first takeoff, because my teacher was surprising me with that as well. That was fun. And let me know in the comments below what else you would like to see from flight training. If there's any specific aspect you would want me to cover, I can go and, cover it as well. So if you want to know how my journey from passenger to captain continues, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.